Hey, good morning, family. This is Reginald Kuakaru, and here at Kemetic Centered Living, where we teach you how to live your life boldly, authentically, unapologetically, and on your terms without guilt or shame. All right. So, wanted to talk today about the holidays coming up. Okay. So, what do we do about these holidays? And I know when people are transitioning from Christianity, a lot of these traditions, they really become a point of conflict. You know, they become a point where you're unsure about what to do and how to proceed. You know, and I want to say this, and I like to keep things simple when I'm talking about these ideas. You know, because ultimately it is about one simple principle that I teach is when you are trying to figure your way or find your way, follow your joy. Okay, and that means when you're doing the things that resonate with your soul, it feels good. Okay, so if you're not sure, just do the thing that feels good. And I know that goes the opposite of what we were taught in Christianity. And essentially what we were taught to do is really disconnect that communication system that we have from a soul perspective, you know, because your soul is literally communicating with you all the time. It perceives through you all the time, you know. So when we're talking about the holidays, a lot of times the things that we do or have done during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, you know, all those kinds of holidays, it's more about the family gathering and traditions, okay? And it's really, that's really the part that we get the most from, you know? And I know that celebrating Christmas, we've been, you know, tradition has always been to give gifts and stuff like that, you know, based on the idea that gifts were given to Christ and stuff like that. And, you know, I get it. But for the most part, most people are doing those things now. It's really not about Christmas, you know? I mean, how many times do you see Xmas? You know, it's about, you know, taking taking the gifts and celebrating that holiday, but it really doesn't have much to do with the religion. And I apologize. The weather is turning. It's getting a little bit cooler, so I'm kind of getting the sniffles a little bit. But I apologize for that. But at any rate, when we're talking about these ideas of talking about the holidays, I know a lot of times in the conscious community, you hear a lot of channels that are really, they begin to be adversarial to Christians and Christianity. And I don't agree with that. You know, I don't agree with those ideas, because ultimately these people that are Christian are still people that you love and care about. They're your family, they're your friends, they're, you know, all your nephews and nieces. There are all these people that you still love and care about. Just because you have a different view does not mean that you should hate. Just because you have a different view does not mean that you should put down another human being. Okay? I mean, that's really just common sense, isn't it? But I know that when we get into it and we get emotional with it, that we kind of, we really have a problem with separating our new view from really the other people that we see, or we see them as other people. And they're not. I mean, they're the ones that we love. So, man, I just remember growing up, you know, we had these traditions of having this big family dinner around Christmas. And man, I mean, I had this uncle that, man, we would be getting ready to eat, And of course, as Christians, everybody had to pray, or you had to pray over your meal. And this uncle, man, he would get up and he would pray so long over this meal. He would say the grace and the blessing over this meal. And I mean, dude knew that there were people in the family that weren't Christian, okay? So what he would do is he'd basically preach a sermon through his prayer to make sure we all got it and all heard it, And, at first, you get kind of upset about it, but after a while, it's just kind of like, hey, that's just my uncle. That's who he is. That's who we love, and we just, we kind of just laughed about it after a while. But that didn't stop me from going to that dinner, going to get that meal, because, man, one of my aunts, Yvette, boy, she could just throw down, okay? And she could really cook these meals and cook the turkey and dressing, and she would do the ham and sweet potato pies, and she would cook and let me make sure I say this, teach y'all and educate y'all on how to say this pie, because she would cook pecan pies, okay? Pecan pies, not pecan. Do not come to me saying a pecan pie, because I'm going to look at you kind of funny if I don't hit. That's going to be after I hit you. No, I'm joking. I won't hit you, but I will look at you funny. But she would cook the pies, and is one meal that I'm not a real fan of potato salad, but her potato salad I would devour. Okay, so if you are really struggling with what to do around these Christian traditions, don't. Go be with your family, go be with them and enjoy them, because we all have a short time on this earth, and life is too short to hate, so these people that are basically telling you to be adversarial, to hate, to talk bad about your family that are Christians, I repeat, I do not agree with that. That should not be. What's the difference in somebody being hateful towards you because of your race and giving you really low vibrational energy, sending you low vibrational energy, and you doing the same thing with the people in your family that are Christian that you now don't agree with? What's the difference? What's the difference in that energy? There's none. So you don't want to promote and spread that negative energy, okay? It's about really us taking negative energy and transmuting it into positive. That's what we got to do. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to take the hate, the fear, and negative energy, and you're going to turn it to love and compassion, okay? Allow them to be who they are. And yes, I know a lot of times they don't know how to do that themselves. I recognize that, because they've been taught a certain way to think. But you're not going to change their mind based on what you have to say. They will change once they see you change. And I don't know how many times I've seen that. I've even, and this goes to people that are waking up and their spouses haven't yet. I've had friends that they start to wake up, and when their spouse is kind of lagging behind, one of the first places they go to is, well, it's time to get a divorce, No, that's now if you've already had other issues, that's a different thing. But do not use your awakening as a tool, as leverage to try to get your spouse to change, And I know, ladies, this is even more difficult for you, because from a Christian perspective, the man is the head of the household and you're supposed to follow him. And when you're not following him, he feels like that's a direct attack on his person. Okay, so I get that, and I understand your plight there. Okay, but don't make this knowledge the wedge between you and your family. And understand, I am speaking from experience. Okay, I was that dude. You know, I was that dude that would throw down and argue with a Christian at a drop of a hat, and I did not hold back. I would do that with my family. I destroyed relationships, okay? And regrettably so, you know, that would happen. And it basically, so I'm telling you, don't repeat that same thing. Don't repeat that process. Don't be hateful during the holidays. Love your family. Celebrate Christmas. You don't have to celebrate Jesus or anything like that, but celebrate your family. Let it be okay to be with them. Okay? You don't have to go against them because they don't think the way that you think, or you've changed your views about things. That's not what this is about. Ultimately, this is about improving you and improving your life. Because I know that once you do that, guys, there are people I know that have gifts that have really like just buried those gifts because they have these doubts and fears. And a lot of that is due to the negative programming of religion. You know, just, the idea of being unworthy, or you're helpless without God and stuff like that. Though our communities are, how can I say, reflecting that belief system. So I get it. But this knowledge will help you to erase that. You know, it'll help lift you and build you from within first. Okay? And a lot of times I'm contrasting Christianity to the Kemetic spiritual science, but it's not to put down Christianity, it's to let you know what the difference is. Because even as a school teacher, I had to use compare and contrast as a tool to help my students understand stuff, you know? And in this case, there's no different, you know? Now, as in my chosen profession as being a coach and a thought leader, I still have to use compare and contrast, okay? It's not meant to be an attack. And I know, again, Christians take it that way, but that's not. I'm saying, hey, this is how it was taught to us as Christians, and this is how it was originally supposed to be. And I've researched that enough to know that there is a difference. And a lot of times I give you the facts, I give you the historical perspective of that, because I don't want you just to accept what I say. I want you to be able to look into this and research it yourself. But I also, in my classes, I take this stuff to another level. And I take it to the level of helping you to improve, you know, helping you to improve your life. So, so I say all that to say is, if you're still hating if you're using this to hate your family or to drive a wedge between your family, man, that's the wrong way to be. It's the wrong way to go. It is going to be, it's going to be a difficult road for you. It's going to be tiring and exhausting, okay, to promote the anger, to promote the hate. It is not the way to be long term, ever, okay? And sorry, I got these trucks and stuff, or they're doing some construction down here, so I got a lot of trucks passing by me all the time. But hold on, let me wait. So, but at any rate, man, love your family. Be with them. Go be with them. Enjoy the holidays. Get you some sweet potato pie and get you some pecan pie. not pecan. If they say pecan, don't eat that pie. Do not eat pecan pie. But at any rate, all right, guys. Again, this is Reginald Kuakaru. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Life is good. Life is grand. And again, here at Kemetic Centered Living, you learn to live life boldly, authentically, unapologetically, and on your terms without guilt or shame. All right? All right, guys. Y'all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all another time. Okay? Bye-bye.